Hello everybody, we're back with the Trackmania World Tour Playoffs Grand Final between Numelops and aTTaX. Of course, on your screens, it is me, your host, Kriidy, and besides me, a man who has witnessed all the greatness throughout this entire season, and also whenever he looks at the mirror. It is Twiggy, of course, so how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you very much. It's going to be a good game today. It's going to be a good game no matter what happens. No matter what, the storyline for this season has been brilliant. orKs keeping Numelops going from the best result they've had being 6th in the league, coming forward into the top 2, coming up against the incumbent champions, aTTaX. It should be a banger no matter what. Obviously, they have to work harder to get this one done. They're going to have to, if they win that first series, they're still going to have to get that tiebreaker done as well, which aTTaX don't have to do, having the upper bracket advantage. But it should be really, really good. We didn't really think of orKs as a contender for the grand finals here, but now that they are here, they're one of the more consistent teams. I think, they are comparable to aTTaX in that way.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has said, like, I've even gotten flack on Twitter saying that I'm underestimating orKs and everything as well with the picks and stuff that we've done with Marcel and SRK. And I will say to that is that I don't think it's more that we are underestimating orKs. They've been stellar. Second half of the season, ever since Homyotsun's disconnect loss that they had to do, they've just been on the rise, up and away, like all the way to the tippy top, and that's where they are. But now it's the case of every other team has sort of been underperforming, so now it's the biggest test of them all, aTTaX. They were sort of vulnerable against Homyotsun. They almost lost one set,
Yeah, exactly. I think the thing is that I don't know. Every time we've gone into a play day, we've been like, okay, this is what we think is going to happen, and then kind of orKs have blown our expectations out of the water. They didn't lose a map against BS Plus competition. They lost 2 maps against Sprout in the first series, but then just sweep them on the second. They only lost 1 against Ominosun. I mean, considering that aTTaX lost 4 maps against Ominosun, there is a very real possibility that something interesting happens here, and aTTaX are taken a bit by surprise. But as we can see, obviously, they start with speed. As per usual, I think usually that is going to be a very safe pick for aTTaX.
Yeah, but speed now, this is interesting. Numelops, they have no record of this map whatsoever, so that means they've been cooking a Twiggy. They've been preparing for this. Their goal was the grand final. And if they're willing to take aTTaX on speed, I mean, I'm always looking forward to that. Of course, they have an immaculate record. It's basically clean as you can gonna get for aTTaX. But can Numelops do the inevitable? It is a best of 7 to start us off, of course, as you saw on your screens right now. And if Numelops have to win this, otherwise, aTTaX are your champions. Yep. You saw it yesterday in the Grand League, so let's see if Numelops can defy the odds.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see for that one. It should be brilliant. I cannot wait to get going on this one, because no team has really put up a fight against aTTaX on speed to begin with. They're the only team that has picked it. No teams really ban speed that often, but aTTaX, it's their insta-pick. They've played it 4 times. They have a 100% win rate. They have a positive 13. Oh, sorry, not positive 13. Positive 38 is what I was trying to say. Point differential. That is 8 points lost over the course of 4 games on that map. No team has even had a remote chance. They have a 60% ace percentage. 12 out of 20 rounds they have aced on this one. I don't know. Like, maybe this is a sleeper pick for orKs, but I mean, they've had no experience on it so far.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that, they would actually go for the speed ban and, take their chances somewhere else, but it seems they're sort of thinking, you know what, let's see this, they're willing to go for it. I mean, hey, kudos to them. I'm not gonna say no to them. They are on top of the world. They're here to win. Their goal has been the grand final, and I mean, this is speed now. If Numelops arrive here and take this map, I mean, this is a wide open area. Like, it's then all guns are blazing, and then anybody can take this. I mean, this is probably the best opponent aTTaX could have gotten out of everything. Of course, anybody who would have gotten to the grand final would have made it, but Numelops just clean cut. But I mean, for now, it is the grand final of the Challenger League and we start off on speed as well. The pick that alternate aTTaX have made their own, and it's gonna be a tough test. Maybe it's just, we take it here and we'll see how things go for Numelops.
Yeah, possibly this is just a, it's a best of 7. We have lots of chances to get back into this one. Let's let them have their map. We're going to have our map later on. It'll be absolutely fine. But so far, they're looking relatively confident. They're not dropping behind alternate aTTaX as we move on forward. Panda's a little slower than Complex, but Complex keeping up handily with the 2 alternate aTTaX players for the time being. So things are looking relatively positive compared to what we've seen from other teams so far that have played up against alternate aTTaX on this map. I think it still is going to be the Skandir and Wosal show no matter what, but if we can see just a few more points coming out, Skandir makes a tiny mistake, falls a little bit behind Complex, things could be good for them.
Yeah, I mean, so far at least, yeah, Panda has a 2.5 seconds bomb, but you can really send this identity, so if a little touch is there,
oh my God,
just like by Wosal, just like by Complex, well, things can change, but at the end of it all, it is still an ace, so there was an opportunity, but immediately it was snatched away, and alternate aTTaX start off strong with an ace, and Panda needs to, a bit of a slower warm-up, get things going, get the cog wheels going. Maybe they just needed this one, get a bit of blood in the fingers to get themselves going, though. Maybe speed is maybe a quicker map, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably one of the most, kind of promising first rounds we've seen from any team that have come up against alternate aTTaX so far. Keep in mind, 2 teams alternate aTTaX dispatched of in a 12-0 on this map. That's BS Plus Competition and Sprout. Yep. Neither of them got a single point when they came up against alternate aTTaX. orKs, Numelops are looking slightly more confident than that. Complex and Panda now in first and second position as Wosal touches the wall and falls back. Skandir trying to keep up with the 2 orKs, Numelops players as they move on forward. It would be absolutely groundbreaking if orKs got anything out of this one. The most points any team has gotten against alternate aTTaX here is 5. Easy dream. Managed to get 5 points here. And Worker set a time that was very close, actually, to the TMCL record, a 104.881. Currently still at a 104.787. Keep in mind, we've only played this map 4 times in the whole of the Challenger League. Can Skandir get ahead? Not there whatsoever. There's a new Challenger League record from Complex, taking it away from alternate aTTaX, a 104.425.
Yep,
okay, it's heating up.
That. Yep. I mean, it was the only record that still isn't really, up to the level that you see in the top left corner. Like that top left, and then you have the top right, which will get eventually updated in just a moment. But yeah, a 4.25 by Complex. I mean, I really hope we get this lower. Usually it's Wosal who wants to go for these, unorthodox world records. But we see Panda having a struggle at the start. He's still not quite in it yet. But Complex, I mean, he's contending up front and giving Wosal a run for his money.
This is really impressive. Keep in mind, over the course of this season, Panda has kind of been, what we've thought of as the Skandir of orKs, Numelops, kind of the player that's generally up at the front. Complex is usually the one kind of backing him up. On this map, actually, Skandir and Wosal have exactly the same stats in coming in first place. They both have a 1.85 is their placement average here on this one. And, this is a completely different idea coming on through. Panda probably has a lot of weight on his shoulders at the moment. Complex trying to keep up. This time around, it's clean from alternate aTTaX. Can they take back that record? No, they cannot. Not getting within 3/10 of it, in fact. And although alternate aTTaX get that ace, things are still looking okay. It's 2 mistakes there from orKs, Numelops, 2 small mistakes. And yeah, maybe they won't take this map, but things are looking a lot more confident than any other team that have come up against them.
Definitely so. I mean, if anything, we've seen as well, like Complex as well, alongside Panda. Complex has been a good story to follow as well. Panda has been setting the world records, but Complex has been equally matching his pace more and more as the stage has gone on. And we see him again. He's currently the pacemaker on the map, and it is a 7-2 scoreline. But I feel like it has been more of a case at the end, of course. The identity, as soon as we get closer to the identity, that's where the meat of the map is, of course. As Skandir gets airtime from that transition and has to concede a lot of time there. Now it is Wosal and Complex up in front. They are the ones that are feeling really enjoying... Never mind what I just said. Wosal is not enjoying that corner, at least. And Complex is enjoying a bit of free time up in front.
Yeah, Complex is looking really, really good so far on this map. Skandir is back with Panda, only 7/10 between those two. Wosal is going to have to catch up to Complex now, but if Complex keeps it clean, there is absolutely no chance. Complex keeps it very clean, takes a lot of speed on through. A 104.443 is right on par with his new TMCL record, and although Panda follows up the rear in 4th position, it's still a draw. Complex is looking like the best player on this map.
He's definitely. I mean, we asked if somebody is cooked this map, and it seems Complex. I mean, he's had plenty of time to cook as well. But equally as well, I feel like something that we maybe haven't mentioned as well, like alternate aTTaX have sort of seen the entire run of Numelops. They've seen every single pick run they've done throughout the entire playoff. So, you know, you would think, based on knowledge, they would already have a significant advantage, let alone the set advantage that they have. But it seems, you know, so far 5 points ahead. Numelops, they don't really look like they're just saying like, yeah, well, I mean, it's 5 points. It is what it is. We're not really gonna contest this map, but they're going for it. Maybe Panda is not. Ooh, that was a bit of a wobbly landing, if I could ever mention. But it seems that alternate aTTaX maybe want to just keep it their 100% win ratio here.
Yeah, well, maybe alternate aTTaX, not the fastest players in the server, but that's not really what they've been known for at all over the course of the whole Challenger League. They have been known for consistency and getting through in that position more often than not, and it looks like it's going to be the same story this time around. 2 points for alternate aTTaX gets them the win on speed, and we move through to map 2 with alternate aTTaX 1 up.
It is still a rather convincing one. We saw a few glimpses of Numelops giving alternate aTTaX a bit of a rough time, but overall, alternate aTTaX, they've made this their own pick. Nobody really enjoyed it, and there's a reason why they were the ones, you know, we'll just take that 100% win ratio and get you secure as a track point all the time. But now we move on to off-road, and if my memory serves me right, it was sort of the most enjoyable thing to watch Numelops on this map. A lot, very consistent as well, and very enjoyable. But equally as well with alternate aTTaX, this could be just all to the line, basically, every single round, as long as Panda doesn't do what he just did in warm-up.
Yep. Numelops have played this map in every single series they have played so far in Stage 2 of Challengers. In fact, they will have played it every single series over the course of this one. This is their 10th time now. They have an 89% win percentage. That's 8 out of 9 wins there. 45 positive point difference. They are by far and away the best team on this map. Maybe not by times. Feed does still have the Challenger League record, but not by too much. Complex is only about a 10th behind that one so far. And again, this is one of those maps where Panda really isn't the top player for Numelops. There is only, well, now I guess about 2 or 3 maps where Complex is the faster player. This is one of them. Numelops are very, very consistent and confident on this map compared to alternate aTTaX, who have only won 4 times out of 7.
Yeah, they've been. This is where Numelops have like 8 out of 9 wins. So, you know, it clearly shows why they're here. As Panda goes for the infamous Massa line, or as it is coined. Still don't know. It didn't look the fastest to me when he used it in TMCL. But for now, you know, it works. It's good enough. And with the gap that he had, it didn't really make much of a difference. It is 2-1 for Numelops. And they start off their own map pick quite comfortably now. And it is very enjoyable for them. But that is exactly what we're expecting. This is where now Numelops have to make sure, we've said it many times before, whenever a team goes up against alternate aTTaX, your own map picks have to count. You cannot let them go. Otherwise, you are not going to have a fun time, as Svosal is not having a fun time after that corner.
My lord, what?
So does Skandir. Everybody just fell apart in a few seconds.
I'm not sure we've seen anybody miss that speed check here in the Challenger League so far, but here we are. Skandir, of all people, doing it as well is very much a shock, but Complex and Panda now have the run of the mill. They can just get on through first and second position by quite a decent distance, as Wosal trails by 6/10 for the time being. And really, on a map like this, especially for Numelops, I'll bite my tongue for a second here, there aren't too many places that you can screw up. We have seen players slam into trees over the course of this one, but Numelops, I'm not sure about it. They seem very consistent all the way through to the very end, apart from maybe missing a checkpoint here or there. It's all good. They cross that line with their hands held, 17 thousandths between the two of them, and a very convincing ace.
Well, I do keep an eye on chat as well, and I did see Masa correct me as well. It is actually a tenth or two faster. I presume it does come down to pure execution as well, because you do want to, because I know your line is to jump into the penalty instead of going smoothly across the penalty. So there's the difference that I should make a note of as well. So that part is correct, by I would assume so, because Masa is the one that uses it. So, you know, I'm a caster at the end of the day, not a TMCL player. But yeah, good info. Thank you, Masa, for that one.
Unlucky. Well, now orKs Numelops 5-1 scoreline. This is the scoreline that Nua used to call pretty much unbeatable. I think we've only seen one team come back from a 1-5 specifically at any given point in the Challenger League, and I think that was last stage. I'm not sure we have seen it this stage whatsoever, but if any team can do it, it would be alternate attacks, and right now they are on par with orKs Numelops in terms of pace. This round, Complex looking for a better line to try and get out of the ice a little bit quicker, but Skandir well ahead so far, 1/10 now ahead of orKs Numelops players, and it's looking all good for them.
Yeah, it's looking very good for them. Skandir has built up a considerable lead, and that is probably never going to be caught up. But maybe Wolsal can do some magic with the end here. As Complex hits the tree, goes a bit too wide and cannot recover from it, and does concede a point to alternate attacks, making it a 3-6 scoreline. Does keep the ace distance away. But you really don't want alternate attacks to slowly crawl right behind you. That's that's a horror movie to just happen in an instance. And hopefully it just it stays 3 points all the way until they get to 10 minimum. But for now, at least, orKs Numelops definitely feeling a lot more comfortable than they did on speed, given it is their first map pick, and they're looking good to see pacemakers on the map. Complex, Panda up in front, and alternate attacks are the ones chasing them down. Wolsal has been in the mix, but Complex does get a bit of airtime, loses a bit of speed, so that is perfectly fine for now. It is the ice that is important. You gotta, usually it is a tap release just to avoid the gear, but you cannot avoid the fall if you do go for it, Wolsal. So it is orKs Numelops looking to get an ace in this round if everything goes according to plan.
Complex and Panda now looking to shut the door on Skandir and Wolsal in this map specifically. Skandir splits the difference between the two of them, but Panda has a little more speed. If he gets a better exit on this final line, it could be good. Almost misses a checkpoint, but stays behind Skandir in the end. Well, they're just extending that point lead. It may not be absolutely massive, but they're now on 8 points, and I guess they're not fans of Silk Sonic because they are not leaving the door open for alternate attacks.
Yeah, well, that is good to see, and that is exactly what is needed from them as well. I feel like this is a good way to, again, get into the match, get a win on the board, and then everything else after that is gonna be a blast for them. But we'll see how things will go. We've seen things happen, you know. We've seen a 2-9 be converted into a win. I won't mention which teams they are. Those who are aware are aware. But a 4-8, you know, it's still doable, catch-upable if a coin is being termed, but Numelops only need a victory to secure this, and they've been the ones really up in front, apart from Panda right now, so I'll stop talking, you can take over, Twiggy.
Alrighty, yeah, let's try not to get too many curses here in this one. I'm not sure the fans would be very happy with us for changing the course of time in this series. Complex stays in first position for the time being, a little less exit speed, and Wolsal and Skandir catch up just a little more, but it may just be an insurmountable difference between the players. Complex will come home in first position once again, another very convincing time, even though it's not breaking any records, and although it's only 1 point, it edges them closer to that one. They now have several chances to get this 1 point that they need.
Yeah, it is so far I do believe that it basically has been that one of the players has been constantly getting clean runs, and it has been Complex who's been the one getting the runs going, so he will most likely be looking to just secure minimum second position. That's all they need. They only need 1 point, as alternate attacks need to ace. Otherwise, any other result is gonna lead them to another, well, giving away a track point for Numelops. Can they actually do it? As Panda has fallen a fair bit behind, but it is Complex who has a lot more speed compared to the alternate attacks members, looking very confident and looking to get there, as we see a bit of a glimpse of Panda still there, not far behind. So with a good eyes, he can overtake both of these members, and that is clean. As you can get, Skandir will go wide, but will turn in a bit better, maybe a bit more speed. Can Complex and Panda still hold out until the very end? Not much to go, only the identity still left. But that is a light bulb for Panda. If Complex can hold on here, that should be more than enough, and that looks to be the case. That is as clean cut as you're gonna get. Panda does explore the quick respawn route there, but that's only just to get to the finish line. But that is exactly what you want. Numelops 6-10 to take the track point.
JDs and Nuttleman, we have a game on our hands. Sheepy Numelops have found their map against Alternate aTTaX. There is a series going on right now. We were worried. We were a little bit worried. You know, we've seen Alternate aTTaX absolutely sweep people all over the place. But this time around, not the case. Sheepy Numelops are a match for them, and we should be getting a good series here. Once again, a little reminder that if Sheepy Numelops do win this series, they still have to get a one random map to close this one out. The upper bracket advantage is going to Alternate aTTaX. All they need to do, close out the series cleanly. That's absolutely fine. Sheepy Numelops need to get one more map extra if they do get that one done.
Yeah, that is indeed so, but we go on to Control, which I feel like when we look at their statistics on this map, they are probably as equal as you're gonna get. Basically, if you look at the numbers, there's minor differences between aces, a bit there. There's, of course, Panda's TMCL record, which no longer is the overall world record. Rip in pieces, but maybe he can do it again. No, we're still looking for that 109. Everybody was post-champing for this. Maybe Panda can do it, but for now, they have to beat Alternate aTTaX on their pick, and I feel like this is a really good opportunity given how equal they are on this map.
Yeah, I mean, Panda held the world record on this map for several weeks. Broke it, I think, in week 4 of the regular season, and that was a very interesting time indeed, because I think I'm pretty sure he broke it by a good 4-5 tenths over the current over the TMCL record before that. And obviously since then it has been broken by the Grand League players, but Panda is off to a screamer to begin with once again, making a gap of half a second to Wosal and Skandir. Complex is not the player on this map that is as fast as his teammate and has fallen back by just about a second, but as long as Panda keeps it clean, there's no harm, no foul, as long as he stays in the game. Panda gets a lot less exit speed off of that first jump, but stays ahead of Skandir for this next one. It's going to come down to the very line. Skandir looks for the overtake and gets it by 23 thousandths. It's perfect. Panda was just not clean enough on the identity. Skandir took the door, opened it.
Yeah, the first part of the identity was a bit shaky. He didn't land the best way and conceded a lot of speed, and Skandir was able to then overtake him. Of course, that second part also for Panda was a bit high, allowing then for Skandir to just swoop under there, a yoink a point, and take them to a lead. But this is, of course, well, to me, of course, Control is a very enjoyable map. I've said it before as well. It's one of my favorites, especially since it's up and down. It's very pleasurable to enjoy and watch as well, and it has a little bit of spice, everywhere. Just enough, to keep you entertained throughout the entire thing. Wosal is not very entertained by that clip, so it is Skandir who's looking to deny some points from Numelops as but that is a wall, I believe, or he had to really release in order to compensate for that one. And now in an ace position for Numelops, looking rather good.
It is indeed looking rather good. Complex needs to keep it clean to stay ahead of Skandir and Wosal, whose identities look really, really good so far. Complex's first jump is great. It's low down, but he gets a little bit of a mismatch with the wheels, with the ground there, and Wosal and Skandir both overtake. I think he clips a wheel there at the end as well. Panda stays in first position. What happened to Skandir? I don't know if he made it all the way across, but he crawls over the finish line just about in time to stay ahead of Complex, who is having a little more trouble with the identity. Draw is a good enough hit for both teams. I'm sure neither of them are too unhappy about things, but it would have been nice if Complex could have crossed that line first.
Yeah, that identity does depend on the speed and the landing. As soon as it's less, then it's already slight mod as your ringtone, but you can still compensate for it, either jumping higher, but or as such. Of course, there is the standstill respawn, but with that touch, I think Complex was like, yeah, I think it should be enough just to get it, but he went a bit too low. And that was the detrimental part. But I feel like, if anything, Numelops are the ones, well, technically both these teams are looking really good on this one. It's just been, at the moment, the identity that has lost a few points for Numelops, as so far they are the ones really just taking the helm here. And Panda, 3 rounds in a row, just trying to increase that gap that nothing goes wrong in the end. He's already half a second ahead, basically. Well, technically 4 tenths ahead. So he's looking to really get that record down.
Yeah, well, statistically, the best team on this map is Exalti, but these are the other two best teams on this map. And I guess Exalti has a slightly lower sample size for that one, so we'll discount them for the time being. These are the two best best teams on this map. Wosal splitting the difference now between Panda and Complex, but no longer. He doesn't get through that identity very cleanly whatsoever. Panda and Complex come home in first and second position, get themselves those 3 points to get ahead of aTTaX, and now things are in their favor.
Oh boy, now that is exactly what Numelops fans love to see. aTTaX pick and Numelops is leading. Oh boy, that's a good, lovely sight, but it is a very volatile map. We see it constantly. Like it's basically has come down to the identity in most places. They have not made many mistakes beforehand. If not, it's been mostly the bobsleigh part as Complex. Mod check? I think. Okay, he did clip somewhere. So again, I speak and things happen. And
yeah.
Panda also
no, what have you done?
So we might be getting a counter race. Still, things can go wrong. Identity happens, so just keep an open mind here. Open mind, ladies and gentlemen. Open mind.
Anything can happen. It's a Trackmania Challenger League. We've seen. I don't know why. I don't know why people expect that what this position is will stay through to the very end so fervently. It's a Challenger League. Anything can happen, and anything will happen in that time. We'll see now if Skander and Wosal can keep it clean enough not to make a 1.5 second error, which would be a horrible one, but very possible on this identity. They just need to keep it safe as possible. Skander and Wosal both get it done cleanly, and we get that counter ace that you were talking about. aTTaX get 1 point ahead once again. It's a good time as well. A 110.491 is starting to get up there towards Panda's TMCL record. In fact, I think that is, not quite a PB for Skander, but very close.
Yeah, that was still a good time, given that most of the times, if you were any other team, they would be looking at, we have a 2-second gap, we don't really need to extend it. But then again, you have always the counter argument that, you go safe, and all of a sudden you forget every single line you've ever done on this identity, and then all hell breaks loose. So, sometimes, less information is more, but in this case, they just, felt comfortable, did it as usual, and they have the counter ace as said before. But now Numelops, maybe a counter ace, could be on the cards. But for now, Numelops, if they really want to take this set and really want to get a good start going, I mean, getting control would be tremendous for them. And they're looking every round that they should be able to do so, apart from the previous one. And Panda's bobsleigh entry is not what you exactly prefer to have in a match.
Yeah, well, we are now here with the, this is the playoffs effect, maybe, is just that slight bit of extra pressure on you. Now you're in that grand finals up against aTTaX. Tiny mistakes can turn into very big errors as you kind of, maybe your hands are a little shaky, something like that. Complex is looking to make a cover for his teammate. Goes on through, risks it, fair enough, but it is going to give away the ace to aTTaX, who are going to be on 9 points now. It was a good idea, going real low for that one, but not quite working out.
Yeah, I mean, it was worth the risk, It was either, you gotta sort of hope that aTTaX make a mistake, or you just, go for it, and you go for first position, And in this case, it was a bit too low, and it didn't work out quite well. But it is 9-5. It is sort of the reverse of the previous where now Numelops sort of have to ace twice in a row to win. Or if it will be 9-8 and then minimum victory next round, that would at least put to overtime. But, I mean, 2 aces, that would be just, done, dusted, don't have to worry about OT, and not have like a pool incident with whatever that score was. It's still stuck in my head. But hopefully Numelops can do this, and hopefully aTTaX can give them a run for their money, because they're right behind and witnessing them being aced at the moment.
Yeah, they're off to a really good start here. Complex keeping up with Panda handily for the time being, right next to each other now. They were about half a second ahead, but now they're only a few tenths ahead. Still a decent difference if they can both just keep it clean on the identity, which has been a little bit of a problem for them so far. Then all should be good. Skander gains a little little bit. Wosal gains a little bit. It's getting closer and closer as we get to that finish line, but they both keep it clean. Can Scandia get the overtake with better exit speed? No, not whatsoever. It's a brilliant round. Only 2/10 between every player, but Panda and Complex come in first and second and get the points that they needed so far. It could all be over here. Alternate attacks have kept that door open for them. Can they get across it?
Oh, this is the perfect time to come alive at the moment. You know, it's just right on the tippy edge of going into the next track. 9-8. Of course, as we said before, just before the ace, it was victory is OT for Numelops. Ace is a victory, and alternate attacks, well, they can take pretty much anything else. So it's basically orcs need to be in the top half. First is a must. And then third and second, well, we'll see if it's a given as well. For now, at least, Panda is trying to secure first. This Complex is looking to grab that second position as well, looking very good. Scandir's bobsleigh is very shaky. It's up to Vosal here. So he has to just fully send it, or it's over before their very eyes.
Yeah, all he needs to do is overtake one of these players. Orcs keeping on, a lot of pressure on them now. Neither of them can make a mistake from this position. If one of them drops down to third position, not the end of the world, but if one of them drops any lower than that, that is the end of this map. Complex goes very wide, keeps just enough speed to keep on going, doesn't touch the wall. Can he stay ahead of Wosal and close out this map? Yes, indeed, he can. Panda and Complex with 2 aces in a row make it a 11-9 scoreline. Take map 3, and maybe, just maybe, Orcs GP Numelops could be winning this series.
It was 9-5, it's 9-11. They are doing sort of a cheap version of Big versus Solary there, but it works. I mean, they done it. They took alternate attacks map pick, which is so good given the context here. And now they're going on to Vortex. Now, Vortex is, you know, it's a map that they can all do cleanly. Of course, it's every team can do it. It's just the fact that they have sort of Numelops has a bit of a hit or miss with this map. You know, you don't really know how they're gonna do it. It can be absolutely a nice sweep, or it can be alternate attacks just now gonna be absolutely taking this map pick.
Yeah, the fun statistics side of this one is that every team has lost this map and every team has won this map. There is no team with a 0% win rate in the Challenger League and no team with a 100% win rate here. Alternate attacks are 3 for 5 on this map. Orcs Keeping Numelops are 3 for 7 on this map. Every time Orcs Keeping Numelops has picked it, which is only once, they have won it. However, alternate attacks, well, I mean, they've picked it 3 times and won it twice out of those times. So, hey, if you're going to believe any stats, this should be Orcs GP Numelops' map. However, I don't think there's anything separating these two teams as we move on forward. It's going to come down to the very line as per every single map that we've seen so far. Panda makes a little mistake, not drying the wheels off of the back of the water now. And Wosal and Skander are in a position to ace.
Yeah, they are absolutely inseparable at the moment, really going for this one. They have an opportunity here to take the starting ace and go 3-0 up. Of course, the entry into this identity is the crucial part. This is where you can actually overtake. But with this big of a gap, with the perfect entry into this identity, I don't even think then... Ooh,
my God,
a bit ambitious. They're going really high there for no real reason. Loses a fair bit of time, but, you know, hey, it's still an ace. Everything's fine. There's no incident where somebody hits the finish block, as it happened in for Homyotsun in one of their not Homyotsun, PS Plus in one of their matches. But you know, everything's possible still. And a counter race, you know, it's always a classic, possibly.
Absolutely. Well, alternate attacks may have a fire lit under them now. Having, I think it's the first time they've ever been losing in a series so far. I'm pretty certain that is actually a stat that I can pull out. I'm not 100% on that.
Homyotsun did get ahead of them in the second set.
Okay, right.
But then alternate attacks just turned on the afterburners indeed. But yeah, technically it's sort of like the second time actually that has happened. So it just states the testament of time how good alternate attacks are. But I mean, if there's any team to do this and to be in this position, it is Numelops after what they've done, basically. Indeed. Well, Scandir in first position for the time being. Wosal has lost a few tenths down there. Complex and Panda now looking to overtake on that final one. Complex gets a lot of exit speed in that corner. Overtakes Scandir. Panda's looking to do it as well. It might just be a double snipe to get the ace from these two. If Panda keeps the speed all the way through the grass turn, it's perfect from them. Scandir drops from first to third, and Orcs GP Numelops get the ace back in their favor. A classic counter race. You love to see it. It's 3-3 and like nothing happened. Basically the emotes, just nothing happened. We're round 3, 3-3. It might as well be round 1 at this point. But this is now where Numelops, you can really go for the throat here. They're looking comfortable already in a good lead from just the quarter pipe jump, 2/10. And aTTaX, you know, they might be looking to take this. They really have to push themselves here. This is not Numelops in group stages. This is Numelops in playoffs. Absolutely, fully ready to give you the worst time of your life. But I mean, aTTaX are right in the mix. Panda does have a bit of a slower time in the bobsleigh. Doesn't get the slowdown from the water, so that is good for him. But he does fall a fair bit behind.
Can somebody quickly get that meme of SpongeBob being weak and then SpongeBob being buff and apply it to orksheepy Numelops in groups and orksheepy Numelops in playoffs, please? That'd be great. Thank you very much. I want to see that on Twitter in about 20 minutes. Either way, oh, Panda! Maybe not. Maybe he's back to the weak SpongeBob for the time being. Wosal stays in first position. Complex in second now, but Scandir will overtake into third, and they will get that point differential back up in their favor right now. Panda, oh, that's a really costly mistake.
Yeah, I think Panda put on the wrong costume. He had the suit of the buff SpongeBob on, but then somebody just took a nail and just poked it, and it was actually just a balloon outfit at the end of it, so it just crumbled down there. But it's still good. They are 5-4. It's 5-4. It's still doable. And if anything, if anything is to go by, it's sort of like I said before. It's sort of a hit and miss. Both teams, like one team is ahead, then the other team is ahead, but it's nobody's really taken like the spearhead here. It's just, you know, Panda is at the front. That's where he's the most comfortable. But then it just keeps on switching throughout the entire map, and then we come to the bobsleigh, and it's sort of equal, and then we'll see what happens, basically.
Yeah. Well, all of these smaller mistakes have been kind of dried up for the time being. Complex gets a little bit of a wide turn there and over jumps the pipe. Panda also gets a little bit slower as well. Scandir is going to fall back a little further, but with Complex making a big mistake like that, it does mean that Panda has to maximize the amount of points that orksheepy Numelops can get and minimize the amount of points that aTTaX can get. If he can get second position here, it would be a decent start, but he's neck and neck with Scandir, gets a better grass section, overtakes, it's all good. aTTaX only get 2 points out of it. orksheepy Numelops managed to scrounge out 1, but it's still not ideal.
Yeah, but Scandir maybe wants to take a few lessons, maybe a bit too late. It is the grand final, but his end has now really lost him a fair bit of time, and this time actually there was a snipe there as well, so he does go fairly high and loses a good amount of time from it, and it can cost him. It would have been a pretty good ace for him. And Complex, how does he land that? I swear on my end, or at least on the end here, it looked like he touched that quarter pipe, but he somehow still lands and he's leading the race? Question mark?
I guess so. Hey, all good. Panda and Complex are actually just screaming forward into first and second position. Mosar has a lot of speed into the bobsleigh, but not enough to get anywhere near those two for the time being. If orksheepy Numelops can pull off another little comeback in the point difference, it would be unreal right now. On Vortex, I mean, it is their map pick, this one. They would like to get it, but now still 2 points behind. They can make it 1 point ahead after this identity here. Wosal trying to get the overtake done. Complex needs to stay as close as possible. Once again, neck and neck between the two players. Who has the better ending? The final turn. It comes down to 1,000 between the two, but Complex gets it done. Clutches out in the time of need for orksheepy Numelops. They move to 8 points. They are also on that final stretch. This is unreal.
Oh my god, those grass cup of the days in the long run have been paying off. So everybody who's whining about them, you know, this is why you play them. In order for one day you can snipe Scandir in the Vortex identity, or maybe another map in the near future. Who knows? But it did work out, and 1,000, this is a big difference now, because yes, both teams are on track point, but Numelops are in a much better position, because aTTaX really, if they want to win this, they want to ace, or otherwise the best they can do is get a victory and put us to 9-9, which is anybody's game, especially currently on Vortex, which has been volatile throughout this entire session at the moment. And Panda is looking to take the lead, and we have a very nice perspective by Complex, but I mean, it's just aTTaX are really breathing down the the neck of Panda, not giving him an inch or a mile. And Complex is just,
Wow.
you're on your own, man. There's nothing I can do. Just go for it. Send it.
Well, Wosal sacrifices a tiny bit of speed there to get a good angle out of the final turn. I mean, we're just watching a cluster of players here. Can Panda get ahead of Scandi? Yes, indeed. The grass cup of the days have been absolutely massive as orKs Numelops stave off a couple of points from alternate attacks there, and we move to 9-8. Now just one more point from orKs Numelops will do it unless alternate attacks get the round win, but it's still in their favor.
Oh, but these have been great rounds as well. Like, it's been close affair until the line every single time. Yes, maybe one member has a bit of time, but it is Volsa who's the one that is out, and this... Oh, this is... There's a bit of a conundrum here. I don't know, to Twiggy, if you propose this. You know the situations where we mentioned that the alternate attacks need to get? They need 2 members for that. Not just one.
It's not looking good, Brev. Complex and Panda now just need to stay there. This is good. This is great. Love that. Second and third, we take 1 point. I don't care. 10-9 is a great score and lovely. Scandir actually loses a lot of speed there on the pipe, falls back, gets back first position for the time being, but it would take a big mistake from both Panda and Complex, and I think Panda is just safing it. You see he drops back down by 1 full second. I don't think that was because he made a mistake. I think that is just because he wants to play it as safe as possible. Complex will come home in first position. Panda in third position. They take 2 points to the 1 of alternate attacks. They move to 11-9. They are up 2 maps against the defending champions of the Challenger League. The team that did not lose a single series in the regular season are now up against match point from not BS Plus competition. That would be insane. orKs Numelops, what a wild turn of events.
Yeah, but do you want to know something? This is exactly what happened between alternate attacks and Homyotsun in their second set as well. Homyotsun was 3-1 up, and then, but there is a big difference. Of course, this is Airwalk, and this is alternate attacks' bread and butter on this map. So this is where they are going to come into their own. Most likely, at least they've been enjoying this map a fair bit throughout this entire season. 7 out of 8 wins, and orKs Numelops 2 out of 6. But Numelops do have grip after this, so it might look doom and gloom when you look at statistics right now. But hey, if they win this is easy clap, of course. But there is still pretty good chances that Numelops can take this, and I mean, they have to have been cooking, I'm pretty sure they knew exactly for a very long time who they're gonna face if they go to the grand final, so they had to prepare for this. And looking at the moment, it's looking rather good if you are a Numelops fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely wild. They have slayed dragons on the way through to this one. They took out BS Plus competition without breaking a sweat. They took out Sprout without really breaking a sweat whatsoever. And you can say what you want about Sprout's performance this season specifically, but they were the second place team last season. They are talented players. They took out Ominosun, only losing 1 map. And now they're up against alternate attacks. And once again, they have only so far lost 1 map. Alternate Attacks' first pick, Speed, a map which they have never lost before. orKs Numelops are absolutely insane at the moment. And right now, all they need to do, get 1 more here, and then they just need to win that tiebreaker, and all is good for them. Complex and Panda have pulled off an insane performance so far. Can they keep it going all the way to the very end? Right now, Scandir and Wosal get 2 points for themselves and get ahead of orKs Numelops here on map 5. But it's looking okay.
Oh, a very nice time as well. It was a 49-9 as well, and it is for rounds pretty decent indeed. It's very hard. I feel like this map still has a lot of potential, but it is just are you really gonna risk it for a world record at that point? Those bumpers, they are not there to be your friends at the end of the day. So yeah, it's still a very good time, but we can clearly see that at the moment Scandir goes for one of the most fun ways to go about it. But that clip there in the inside corner is not what you're looking for. So it is Wosal actually the one that has to sort of get a draw out of this one, or Numelops is going to either tie this up or go actually on in the lead on Airwalk. For now, at least, Wosal, all you can do is just send it.
Yep. Vosal now trying to keep Complex at bay as Panda moves into first position, stays in first position by a good 10th or two now. Vosal gets a little more speed through that first bumper, but can he catch up to Panda? Complex gets a wheel clip. We see so many of those on this map, but that's the worst place to get it for sure. That is such an awkward position. Panda looks like going for a lower line than Vosal. Vosal's going to have to release quite a bit. Complex will come home in third, and we even things up at 3-3. Scandir not able to close the gap to third position this time around. Again, a really good time there from Panda at 108.474. Very convincing, and these two teams are looking really close to each other in terms of skill at the moment.
They are definitely putting the afterburners on. So far, 2.4s in a row, and that is really, really pushing it when we take the Challenger League into consideration. So they are putting each other really on against the wall, basically. You either go for some PB pace here, or you are just gonna be fourth. Of course, Scandir did have a bit of a touch at the start, and Complex also a bit of struggles in the early parts did lend itself to be sort of a 1v1 at the front, but we'll see how things will go. At the moment, at least, it does feel like, you know, maybe it's sort of slowly, you know, sinking in for alternate attacks as well. You know, they went down against Tomyotsun, but I feel like they were more confident against a 3-1 against Tomyotsun than they are against Numelops, because you can see at the moment they are really not saying like, okay, you guys, you can go get an ace, you can take this track, take it on Crip later work.
Yeah, they started out like, it's fine, you know, you can have a map, that's fine, it doesn't matter. Then they got 2 maps, it's like, okay, I see you, cool, fine, okay. Now they're on 3 maps, they're on match point, it's like, guys, please, okay, let's calm down just a second here. Scandir is having to pull out a brilliant time to stay ahead of Complex and Panda now, but Panda misses and Complex misses, and oh no, alternate attacks are looking for an ace here, and oh dear, it's all gone so wrong for orkGP Numelops. Oh man, we move to 6-3. Alternate attacks managed to break that difference in a good and meaningful way. They can stay ahead for the time being. orkGP Numelops still breathing down their throats, but they're going to need to be a little bit breathing down their necks, but they're going to need to be very more consistent on this one.
Yeah, well, we are definitely having a tough time with some of these words today, Twiggy, but
Man,
I mean, we are enjoying this match way more as well. But you know, each their own. No offs in chat. I know people are already farming them, you know.
Look.
Ground, you know?
Look, don't judge me. Don't judge me for what I get up to on my weekends. You can do whatever you want. Let me do whatever I want, all right?
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, that was a pretty good round, all things considered, for Numelops. They were looking to get some good points there. But yeah, but that identity, we've mentioned it many times before. It's just, as soon as that one entry is off by just a little bit, you have to adjust ways that you have not done before, and it leads to some really bad outcomes, as we saw in the previous round. Where did Scandir go? That was a proper flight. He flew off the screen. Where did he go from there? I've never seen that happen before.
That's Trackmania. Oh no! There's no way! There ain't no way! Wosile gets overtaken by Complex.
Oh god, what's happening? Like, this is what is happening at the moment. We're trying to commentate.
Oh, Scandir's committed murder.
Oh god forbid. It's horrible. But, you know, Scandir flies to the moon. Vosal somehow gets sniped on the line, and we're 6-6 all of a sudden. Yeah, it's... And Scandir falls off. He doesn't even get the bumper. Oh no, this is all... The people, they are really now struggling.
It's Jova. It is Jova. Alternate attacks are on full tilt. What is going on? I've never seen Scandir miss the first bumper. I've never seen that happen.
I don't know anymore. But, you know, refocus, you know, gotta get head in the game, and we focus on the rounds. Vosal at the moment has to sort of bleed out the worst outcome here. Scandir is most likely out of the round, and Vosal has to hold out for a draw at this point, because otherwise Numelops are just gonna go really far in front. Complex is a 0.3 behind, so it does give Vosal a bit of breathing room, but it is Panda who he has to overtake at this point, and he's putting in the effort here. But these bumpers have been really something else today. today. Somebody really tweaked those settings on those bumpers today. It's just to add a bit of
There's
spice
been
to
some
those.
foul play from one of the teams. I think orKs and Numelops have set them to their own settings. Wosolk just about gets that one. It's a really good line in towards the finish line, and he will come second. Complex, though, gets there in third, with Scandir having a monumentous task to catch up to the rest of the field. orKs Numelops move ahead on match point here. I mean, yes, alternate attacks have that buffer. They have the random map, and things even up into a completely even kind of thing. Either team could win on that last map, but still, it's not going to feel good going into that random map, having only having only one speed.
Yep, that is indeed true. But now you see a very good sight as well for Numelops. Match point is on the board, so this could be the first time that alternate attacks fall throughout the entire Challenger League season. But alternate attacks very comfortably are a days away from taking a track point. This is proving to be, one of those rounds where it looks like match point. They should be able to get it, and all of a sudden there's an ace, and we're on to the next track. How convenient. So Numelops really have to push it, and they are, well, currently all right. Everything's fine. It's fine. Nothing has happened so far. And Scandir has a bumper moment. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Numelops only need a victory to take alternate attacks down for the first time throughout this entire season, unless Fosal has something to say about it. He's so high.
Oh, no way.
Oh, Numelops,
no way! It's
They've
not
done
happening.
it!
There's no way.
Oh my goodness, for the first time throughout this entire season, Numelops have taken down alternate attacks and put us into the next set, meaning we have ourselves an interesting grand final now. It's
what is
all
going
gonna
on?
come down to this one. Oh boy.
I'm losing my mind. I am losing my mind. I didn't look. Hey, I was thinking, orKs and Numelops are going to be a good matchup against alternate attacks. I did not think they would win that series 4-1. Okay, so alternate attacks have lost 4 maps over the course of this whole. Wait, no. How many did they lose over the? Wait, so they lost 1, 2, 2, 2.
Oh no, Matt. No.
They've lost 8. I think eight maps over the course of the whole season, including the group stage. They just lost another half of that.
Yep.
Right now.
That is insane. I mean, this is what we were expecting. After what we've seen Numelops throughout this entire playoffs, they have now done exactly what was expected from them. They have sort of reset the entire grand final, and now it is going to be the one. You all good there, Twiggy?
Nah, mentally not all there anymore. I think I need a break. Everyone needs a break now.
Well, let's cut to the chase then.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for. We're gonna go for a bit of a break here. As soon as Twiggy gets organized on the other side there, we will come back with the final sets. So don't go too far. We'll be right back. welcome back. I hope you had a quick, nice break. Twiggy is back in the building as well, and everything is now sorted for him as well. It's the familiar sight. It's the Challenger League Grand Final. We just saw Numelops do the unthinkable. Well, maybe not so unthinkable after what we've seen throughout the entire playoffs, but from my perspective, this is exactly what everybody wanted, including us.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. I don't think Alternate aTTaX were thinking this was going to happen whatsoever. I think maybe a bit of complacency has creeped in over the course of a season where they really didn't have any contenders whatsoever. They did not have a difficult series. The worst series they had was a 4-2. In fact, they had 2 of those, I think, and that was it. They had, 3 4-2s. One against orKs, so maybe they should have had their backs, had an eye behind them. Exalti and Easy Dream were the 2 teams other than orKs that they went 4-2 against. That was it. That's all they. That's the worst result that they had. I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, you know what? Look, let's just play how we usually play. All good. I think. There was a training montage somewhere that we did not see from orKs keeping Numelops, and they have come into this one absolutely unbelievably prepared. And I think their map pool is stronger. Each of these teams get to ban and ban and ban until we get one map left. And I think that when that map is available, it will favor orKs keeping Numelops.
Yeah, but what map is it gonna be? Imagine we get control. Well, that would be a bang. Oh boy. But it's very hard to know where they are gonna go with this. Where do you put your confidence in after that? Especially when you're alternate aTTaX. And as Twiggy said, it is a best of 1. And it means that it's something that is going to be a tough task. Yes, of course, last season, if you have a bit of flashbacks to, for example, Grand League in Stage 1, they did have 2 best of 7s, for example, how Solary beat BDS. But in this case, Challenger League, and for this stage, it is that after that best of 7, it is going to be a best of 1 decider. So at least that's the information we have. We're not the ones at the helm of this, so we go what we have. But I do hope that they are really going to consider what they're going to go for, because I cannot imagine, like, after that, what do you do as alternate aTTaX? You're like, okay, that didn't work. They were fast on that. They were fast on that. Speed was good, but they're going to ban that. We're out of ideas.
Yeah, I'm just quickly looking through all of the things to see what could happen.
That's what I've been doing as well.
Just seeing what the ban rates for everyone. I think the least banned map might just be Airwalk again. I'm not 100% sure on that. I think that's the least banned map from both teams. So it may just end up being that again. And I mean, we saw what happened on Airwalk. There may be Sinuous as well. orKs have never banned Sinuous. Alternate aTTaX have banned it once.
Yep, and we already have an update. So as I alluded to as well, because I knew something in my back of my head was saying it is a best of 7. So no worries, everything's fine. The rulebook is correct. My brain is not weird, because I was thinking at the time, like, best of 1. When was that change implemented? I don't remember this. But hey, if anything, it allows for our producer guy to be like, yes, I can use this.
I can use the graphic.
Let's go. Let's go.
We have baited you successfully. We're back to a best of 7. Frosty and Breaking. Again, the first 2 banned maps. Alternate aTTaX will pick speed here. It was the one map that they won last time around, and we just keep on going through this one. Will it be control again? Off-road again for orKs keeping Numelops? Yes. Alternate aTTaX want to go into Airwalk quicker this time around, not leave it until later on, and then we move on. Will it be? I don't know.
But what
I really don't know.
Grip
would be a good choice from them.
I don't know really. Well, if you're gonna go with, you have Grip open. Pick that.
Yeah, exactly. I think Grip is definitely the choice.
But then again, you don't really need to as well. It's hard to really say. Also, I'm just thinking at the moment that what do you go for at the moment? Well, Grip, as I said, Grip is an option here, because that has been really good as well. Also, we have to see if they really change anything here or not. I mean, they don't have to. I mean, they just did really nicely on control. Exactly, I mean, off-road was good, control was good. I mean, Airwalk was nice as well. I mean, what are you going to do about it, So, exactly that. But we'll have to wait and see. As for now, we are looking to wait how the picks and bans will go. I'm sure you're all sort of waiting there. Post-champing slowly.
Really good. I like this. Grip, there it is. orKs keeping Numelops will move to Grip. I know that they are the better team on that map statistically. Control is going to be next, and then Alternate Attacks get their final pick coming on through. And that is Pool. Okay. Pool, again, another map which historically ork's-keeping Numelops have been very good at. They kind of left it later on in the season. They've kind of favored other maps since then, but they still have an 88% win rate on that map. It is a very strong map for them. Panda still holds the TMCL record on there. It's really looking good for ork's-keeping Numelops at the moment. It's looking like it's going to be a very difficult series for Alternate Attacks. They're going to have to play at 100%.
Yeah, they have to do something that they have to avoid it, because it could be on the line that after going absolutely clean sweep throughout the entire season, Numelops could be just saying, well, you know, it only matters how you end the season. I mean, yeah, you get the group stage, but in the grand final, well, nice try, guys. Yeah. Better luck next season. So we're going to take the win here. And to think, actually, Numelops came into this as the, if my memory serves me, the lowest seeded team as well. They were 6th seed as well. So, you know, it shows their goal, determination was to win. And they are really putting it on the table. Like, yep, here's are our cards. What are you going to do, Alternate Attacks?
We're going to have to wait and see what Alternate Attacks do. This is an absolutely unprecedented event that we're going through right now. We're living through Trackmania esports history. I'll put that one out there. This is going to be real interesting. I mean, it's one thing, you know, season to season going, like a big change in kind of skill. That's one thing. Which I guess we saw from Exalti, for instance, who ended bottom 2 last season and then, you know, got into the playoffs this time around. But this is something completely different. They have gone from 6th place in the regular season to this. It's unbelievable for the time being. We are now even between these two teams. Neither of them has an advantage anymore. Obviously, Alternate Attacks didn't really have to do anything that series, and now we're even in terms of things. It's just this best of 7 to close things out. But hey, it's anyone's game now.
Yeah, it's pretty much anybody's game. It has to be the case where Alternate Attacks have to now whip out a good performance. There's nothing really else they can do at this point, because after what we saw in the first one, Numelops are just going, you know, the Kraken is alive. Basically, if we could take their logo, the Kraken has awoken, and it has Alternate Attacks inside. They took the first blood, but will they be able to close it out? That is the question. I'm looking forward to this. We'll have a bit of a different order in this case, but will it make a difference? Because Airwalk is now sooner, but do Alternate Attacks really feel like, yeah, maybe it didn't go as well as we expected, but hey, it was just a warm-up. We're now good to go. We'll sweep them next time. It's going to be fine. Surely it's fine, right? Fine,
yeah.
Right?
Hey, yeah, I think I'm not sure that's what's going on in their comms right now. I'm not sure it is. It's what it is. You know, we had that for free. Nobody expected us to just win like that. Come on, give us some time to warm. No, I think they're going, oh, okay. See, that's awkward. Let's do we have any other maps that we're good? Oh no, these are the 3 maps that we're on paper better at. Okay, we just got to do the same thing, run it back. Let's just try and win this time.
Yeah, I mean, they really have to just go. Like, we've already said this before. Both these teams are basically good on every single map on this pool. Yes, granted, speed. Well, maybe Numelops think that they can do it better the second time around. Who knows as well? They let it through this time again. They didn't change that. So maybe they're just like, you know, you get a bit of a taste of victory, and then the victory for us will be ever so sweeter afterwards, because that is exactly what they did in set 1. We will start basically when the time goes to zeros on the board. Yep. We go exactly on the hour, so we're just waiting for the match to start. It seems maybe players are looking to get a quick rest, you know, quick mental reset, you know, get the snacks in, you know, bit of, you know, muscle growth, you know, get the energy flowing and get into the match.
Oh man, well here we go. Series 2 of the day. I'm sure a lot of people entered this stream thinking, okay, 40 minutes, we're in, we're out. Alternate Attacks, get it done. All good. We are not in that timeline. In fact, we are in the second series of this matchup. I don't know. I think after watching yesterday's performance from orks, I kind of thought that this would happen. I was kind of like, you know what? These are 2 teams that are really going to be an incredible matchup against each other, but still, there was that thing in the back of my mind going, we haven't seen alternate attacks for a week. Maybe I'm just forgetting how good they are. But no, orKs Numelops, here they are. They won their first series 4-1. Can they win their second series and take the title for Stage 2 of the Trackmania Challenger League? We're going to have to find out right here, right now. This map went 10-4 to alternate attacks last time in last series. It was the only map they won in that series. Can they do it again?
Yeah, they have to now do well, basically, Numelops already has done the unthinkable and beat alternate attack once. But can they do the other part and do them twice? No,
yeah.
So, usually it is the case. Well, we won't be going into a third series, so you can't really say third time's the charm. But alternate attacks have now an opportunity. They have now played the map as Scandir does touch the wall. They have played the map, so you would say consistency should be now there. They basically are playing the same maps as before to start us off, so there's no real excuse anymore, and now it's pure execution at this point. And Complex was absolutely clinical on this one, but so was Volsal, and they are the ones that are up in front at the moment.
Yeah, well, you can see at the top right, Complex there in his first time playing the map did take the TMCL record, and once again, he zooms past Vosal on the identity, takes first position, and there we go. Once again, that is on par with Scandir's record before they played against orKs Numelops here. Absolutely insane getting that one done, and he was behind Vosal on the identity. We start things off with a draw with Panda making a mistake as well on that one, but Complex is immense on this map.
He definitely was the one cooking. Panda maybe just got the recipe book from the store, gave it to Complex. He's like, learn this, and I'll try to get to this one later on. Just take a look at this map, and I'll come back to it later. Maybe Panda didn't get to that later part, but for now, Scandir, he's really, and Volsal as well. They are really not, and Panda's. This is a speed round, I'll say that much, and Panda also hits the wall. They are really shaky. I feel like both these teams know what is at the moment on the line, and it's really coming down to you just have to push, but again, it comes to the point where a little touch on the wall is just the end of it.
I mean, if you're looking at it like that, Complex must have nerves of steel, because still setting a PB time here as he moves on forward. Scandir trailing by 1.5 seconds. Vosal trailing by 3 seconds. His teammate trailing by 4 seconds. Can he keep it clean through the identity? Doesn't even need to push it, honestly. Gets it done. It's clean. It's good enough. Scandir is not catching up. No way. Vosal overtakes his teammate. Can Panda get it done too? Yes, he can. Complex will set again. Oh, wait, no, that's 105. Never mind. It's all good. But still gets it done without pushing whatsoever. It's a round win. 3-2 to orKs Numelops, and Complex is absolutely destroying alternate attacks right now.
Yeah, I almost got debated there. Almost got debated.
A little bit.
I've seen a fair few people just being like, "Oh my God, that was a world record!" And
hey, I caught myself. I caught myself. It's all good.
Yeah, you did. That was a good one, actually. You just got it right at the end. Yeah. I mean, I saw that. I was like, when you were talking about it, I was like, wait, he's on PB place. I mean, man just had a bit of a wall touch at the start or in the second half. I was like, huh. What is happening?
All of his splits were exactly 1 second down, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. Yeah, so you can take that one. But Panda definitely is in the wall, and it is again Vosal and Complex and Scandir. He's really not been in the speed community at the moment. He's really been mostly 2 or 3 seconds behind, and it's been Vosal sort of enjoying a bit of success. Complex is in the wing here, and basically at the moment, if everything stays the same, we will be having a 4-4 scoreline. So it's basically Volsal and Complex to sort of decide the fate, but Scandir and Panda are very close in the split, so maybe not as clean cut as so far.
Oh no,
It's just a bit too much, but there is Scandir. Complex doesn't have speed. Scandir, mod check. Oh, he's coming!
No!
He's coming!
Oh, no!
And he comes with an ace served right on a silver platter.
Oh, it's heartbreaking for orKs Numelops, but we move to 5-3, and here's the thing. Look, we keep looking at Panda and going, oh my God, Panda's, Panda's like one of the best players on every single map. Why is he so bad? They have not played this. They probably have not practiced it whatsoever, like outside of just, general kind of, we'll do, a few rounds of practice on this one, just in case we have to play it. There's a reason why only Complex is setting, groundbreaking times against this team. No team has put up more than 5 points in a map against alternate attacks on this one so far. So it's really not surprising that alternate attacks are the more consistent team here whatsoever. But so far, it's looking less consistent than usual from them. The door is definitely somewhat ajar. orkGP Numelops could get something done here if they really push themselves.
Yeah, and with that first set, they put the foot in front of the door, and now they're just staring alternate attacks very uncomfortably in the eyes at the moment and just saying, so what are you going to do now? Well, Vosal is the one that has to do something because he has to hold out for the draw. Complex does touch the wall and the pole, so it would lead to Skandir probably overtaking as we might pan to that perspective, and indeed it is so. So it is a victory for alternate attacks, but the second time around, alternate attacks not looking as comfortable as the first time around, but they're still making sure if there's one thing that does not change throughout the season is our 100% victory rate on speed. So they are 7-4 up, and first track point similarly to the first set, and if they get an ace, it will be the exact same score as well. So you know, if history might repeat itself, but I don't think alternate attacks want the exact history to repeat what just happened a set ago.
No, maybe a consolation prize of having a flawless record on speed would be nice, but even then, that's not amazing. Panda's still having trouble on this map. Once again, crashes into that wall. Complex, I think, gets a touch on the wall there as well. Drops back by a second, and it's looking like it's going to be a clean ace for alternate attacks here. And, I mean, we'll repeat the same scoreline as last series. It was 10-4 last series to alternate attacks on this map. Looks like it's going to be 10-4 once again for these ones. Hey, look, it's not the end of the world. orkGP Numelops came back from this one and won the series 4-1 last time around. I don't see why they couldn't do that again.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, they're just thinking like, oh man, God, they didn't think we would go to the second set. Okay, guys, let's just do the same exact score so people who were just joining us know exactly what happened in set 1 as well. So, you know, no worries there. No, you didn't miss speed the first time around, and you get the exact same result as well. So, you know, well done, everybody. Production all around. Same score. Everybody's working well, you know. So you didn't miss anything. Well done. But alternate attacks start the exact same way.
They even gave us another Challenger League record there. Thank you very much, Skandir. So, lowering it down, it's still nowhere near the world record, but still, that is much better. That's the last time we're going to see that one played in the Challenger League. So, lowering it once again is great. And, hey, we move once again here onto Off-Road, where orkGP Numelops started their... What would I even call it? Their...
Ascent to glory.
Yeah, exactly. Just the insane comeback on that last series. Will it happen again? Will alternate attacks manage to get a grip of themselves on this one and try and... Okay, Complex, let's family-friendly stream here. Let's stay away from the cactus like that. We don't want to be watching that. But, yeah, can alternate attacks get this done here now and actually try to bring things back? That was the only map they won last series.
That was indeed so, and this is where orcs Numelops' victory started to blossom from, so we'll have to see if history will repeat it. It is their first pick, so you would suggest that this is something that we might see again, a repeat of the first set, as Vosal does have a bit of a slower start and does fall already a half a second behind. So Numelops currently looking very comfortable and looking very comfortably in front here. They're just edging away slowly, seems very nice, and Skandir can only really watch and hope that one of them does what Complex does hit the wall, so gets one position, but that wasn't actually that much of a mistake. He's still right there, like literally right there, and only thing Skandir can really do is just try to push and overtake Panda in the end, which, well, hasn't really been the case. Panda hasn't really made any mistakes. It's the Complex has had struggles in the end, but Skandir's really nice. He just overtook him as well. Full send, no victims whatsoever, and he just takes the draw and puts us at 1-1. What a way to push at the end there.
Hey, I mean, what we saw a lot of the time from alternate attacks in Series 1 was just Skandir. Not even because Vosal, like, I don't say this meaning, oh, Skandir is the only good player on the team, but Skandir would just go to 110% and carry the team on his back. Oh no, orkGP Numelops starting to let some mistakes creep on through as Panda slams into a wall there, and Complex once again, I mean, again, this is not one of Panda's maps for orkGP Numelops. This is a complex map, as it were, but now it's going to be a little more difficult to keep this one going unless alternate attacks make a big mistake.
But the Complex is the man you want up in front. He's definitely being clinical when it has mattered, and that's what something Numelops have been really good for. If one of their members has gone down, it is that the other will be able to pick it up. But Complex basically has to do the same thing Scandir did to Panda, which is now overtake. In the end, he has a much better exit speed here. Will he be able to overtake? That's a much better line, and he actually does.
Oh,
no! The tree! The tree! It strikes yet again. Oh no, it's the tree that still gets you to the finish. But you don't want to do it when you're literally thousands in the mix with the opponent. Oh, that's a bit of a rough one. He had it, but just a bit overcooked there. Right at the end. 3-2 for alternate attacks.
I had a physical reaction to that. I actually felt like I got punched in the sternum as he hit that one. That hurt. That was a really important point that they could have kept alternate attacks at bay by there. They could have stayed on this one, and the longer you keep alternate attacks just on par with you on a map that you're statistically better at, the more likely you are to win that map out in the end. Now Panda is probably thinking, okay, I need to make up for the mistakes that I have made so far. Can I get this one done? And so far it's looking good. Scandir has fallen back by a couple of tenths. Wosal now the one keeping up with Complex and Panda for the time being, but as long as they keep it clean, all should be good for the team. They just need to get a win back in their favor would be lovely. An ace would be brilliant.
That is the exact case that we're looking at the moment. Vosal is definitely not making it easy. He's definitely come into this match with a vengeance from the previous set. He's really pushing the inside line here. Does get the reset a lot earlier, but he will sacrifice speed for it. And we'll see if Complex is able to try. Well, second attempt. Will he be able to do it this time? And it's looking to be rather good. And this time, he gets the job done. Decent time as well. 0.4 and 0.5 Complex and Vosal, and it is a 4-4. So, you know, if it doesn't work the first time around, well, you can just go and try again. And this time, he pulls it off with immaculate success.
Indeed they do. 4-4 the scoreline now, and it's a lot shakier from orKs Numelops. I think maybe nerves starting to set in for both teams for the time being, but it is what it is. So far, it's not looking horrible for them. They can keep it on going. Scandir and Wosal now trailing at the start of the round, and since Wosal was such a big player last round, just making sure that there was no ace from orKs Numelops, having him 3 tenths back is not a great position to be in. Scandir is the closest player to Panda and Complex, but also 3 tenths down now, and needs to get some more speed going on through on this final section of the map, because it looks like orKs have started to get back a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, he's getting confidence, but again, it's Scandir. Well, it seems that each team have a designated sniper on their team, and it is currently Scandir who's the one who has to do it. He's hoping to deny the ace here, but Complex has much. Oh, I can't even tell.
Oh my god!
Oh, but it is done! The ace is for Numelops with 8 thousandths of a second. What a great race to the line. And it is Numelops who go in the lead, and what a time to take the ace as well. 4-7, and it puts them perfectly onto track point, and looking to get that similar result as they did before. Well, last time it was 6-10. So, you know, they would have to do a bit of a wiggling there with Vosal in the wall. That is definitely not how you want to do it. So the best Scandir can do at the moment is a draw.
Yeah, I think I heard the sigh of relief from Complex after last round all the way from here. And now it's looking like just a victory lap from them. All they need to do, get that ace over the line. If they get a round win, it's still very good for them. Scandir is going to try his best to make sure that doesn't happen, but a slower exit from the ice means that he gives up a couple of tenths now to Panda and Complex as they move on towards the identity. Scandir is going as much time as possible, trying to gain as much speed as he can through on this one, but he's just not able to close that gap in time unless there is a crash from Panda or Complex at the very end of the map. It looks good from both of them. They both cross the line in first and second position. They close out that map in the same way that alternate attacks did last map. 10-4 to orKs Numelops, and we go 1-1 in the series.
Yeah, history repeats itself. Last time it was 6-10. So, you know, if you look at it that way, I mean, Numelops improved on their whole front performance, you know. But will we see a difference this time now? This was the map that ended the last set on Airwalk. Of course, 7-11 in favor of Numelops. If you have been keeping track, I think I didn't even have to tell you that it just happened. Unless you just joined, then kudos. Okay, thank you for joining. That is always lovely to have you here. At the moment, to give you a recap, Numelops did sort of reset the grand final and took the first set. So this is basically the last set to go for last best of 7 to decide the champion of the Challenger League. And now, well, let's see. Can alternate aTTaX do something different this time? Because Airwalk really didn't look as comfortable for them as it usually was. As Skandir, I mean, he had even probably one of the mistakes that we've never seen before.
Yep.
Literally completely missed the starter bumper. But I mean, if there's any team that really can come back from a slump, I mean, alternate aTTaX is probably the best team to go for it.
Yeah, I think calling Airwalk comfortable for any team would be an overstatement a little bit, but alternate aTTaX have looked like the most comfortable team so far. Will Skandir clip a wheel? No, it's an absolutely perfect turn from him, but it stays this massive grouping of 4 players going on through. And right now, they just really look like a perfectly matched team for a grand finals. I don't care what team you're a fan of. This is one of the most enjoyable series we have seen so far. The storylines have been absolutely insane for orKs Numelops making their way through the bottom bracket. Complex misses that first bumper. He goes up into the air. He went a little too far to the side of it. Wosal takes less speed into the identity. Can Panda be a hero and make one of those overtakes happen? Really pushes it. Fair play, but does not get an overtake done. Skandir and Wosal come through in first and second position. They're off to a better start than they were last time on Airwalk.
That is indeed so. With an ace to start them off, I mean, that is as perfect as you're going to get any start, to be honest. And that was a clean round as well. Panda was contesting, but in order to get to the finish, you do need to hit that bumper. So that is at least, if you go down the checklist, it's like hit bumper, check. He missed that first check already. So, you know, really need to fill in those checklists in order to get going. But we see Panda having a bit of a incident at the start. I do believe he either did go 2 inside. He's already a second behind, so it puts Complex in a position where he needs to ace this. And now it's looking really good for alternate aTTaX. If they can get another ace here, that puts them 6-0 up, and that is a massive lead. And I mean huge, enormous, any synonym you can think for that gap, to be honest.
Yeah, it would be a massive confidence boost as well for the team that really had a massive lack of confidence in the first series that they played against orKs Numelops. Complex also almost loses control of the car there for a second, but gets it back in control. Oh dear, once again, just, you know, touches 2 wheels to the bumper instead of 4 and goes flying off to the side. And unfortunately, that really is going to give away a free ace for alternate aTTaX, who haven't really missed any of these bumpers. Sure, they've been a little slower through the identity on average, but they have been a lot more consistent. And alternate aTTaX move to 6-0. Starting to turn up into this game here. Alternate aTTaX may just be able to shut orKs Numelops down this time.
Yeah, they are looking much better this time around as well, making sure that they take those rounds when they are given. And that was something that throughout the season was a big talking point for alternate aTTaX. Once you gave them the round, or, you know, one person made a mistake, they were immediately, they bounced on that and took that ace immediately when it was given. In the previous set, it was a different tale because Numelops gave it their all. And we can see at the moment now Numelops have to give a bit more than they did last time on Airwalk. But I feel like it could be a nice psychological win as well. Imagine the last set, Numelops won on this map to win the set. Now they just alternate aTTaX. If they do this, it's not written in the stone just yet. But I feel like that could be a very good mental win if you take this Airwalk, if you're alternate aTTaX position. But Panda looking to do at least some damage control for now, as he just hits like the smallest amount of that wheel there.
Yeah, well, Complex has made it through unscathed this time and can contend on the identity with Skandir and Wosal, but Panda stays in first position, and his identity has been quick so far. He should finish in that position. Oh, Complex just about gets that overtake done on Wosal as well. As I was saying, alternate aTTaX, the slower team on that identity. Around victory does come through for orKs Numelops there, despite a bonk on the crowd from Complex. So it's okay, but it's still a 7-2 scoreline, and unfortunately, that is a very difficult score to come back from.
Yep, that means an ace is a must as Wosal notices the line was going for the checkpoint, does release to adjust, so it does give a bit of breathing room for Numelops, but an ace is a must for Numelops. They have to get at least 1 ace to even think about getting this track point. So for now, as long as alternate aTTaX keep 1 person minimum second position, they're perfectly fine. But given what we've seen on the bumpers, there's plenty of speech bubble gifs already probably being made from Scandir from that bumper incident. So, you know, again, not written in stone, but alternate attacks do have that breathing room that they can at least work with. If something does go a bit wrong, for example, Vosa being 2 tenths behind, I call it behind, he's literally behind them.
Yeah. Well, Complex and Panda now looking for, once again, a couple of snipes here on the identity. They need to get it done if they want to keep in this game. But Scandir keeps it clean. He gets it first. Panda. Oh, Complex has made a mistake. Wosal is their third, and alternate attacks get that round win. They're going to move to a 9-3 scoreline, and now it is 2 aces that are needed for orkGP Numelops to even things up.
That is indeed so. A decent time as well for rounds of 5-1-3 as well. And I do believe, I think it was a bit off screen, but I feel like Complex actually did land on the bumper, but it absolutely sent them to Narnia. At least there was a glimpse of red, a car. I do believe that was Complex just being absolutely yeeted into another oblivion. And that sign on the corner there is going to send him to the deep depths of Airwalk, as Vosal also clips the corner. So it is a bit of an awkward round now as well, because, you know, if Complex, if ifs and buts, you know, it could have been a good opportunity now for Numelops to take this, but Scandir just has to finish and just keep up with Panda, sort of keep it comfortable.
Surely.
And get 1 point, you know, surely. They haven't made a mistake so far, you know. Identity has been very clean for alternate attacks, and they've been quite confident so far. So with the 1 second, well, 2 seconds by now, a gap to Complex, they should be more than clear to take this. So 1 point needed. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, nothing ever goes wrong on Airwalk.
Let's see. Well, I'm sure Scandir should be able to. He looks a lot more confident, and there it is. Panda does get first position, so hey, kudos. But that's 10-4, and a bit of a turnaround from Airwalk.
Let me have my fun, chat. Let me have my fun. Alternate attacks managed to close it out. 10-4 once again. Hey, we love this scoreline over here. 10-4 once again for alternate attacks. Gets it done, but orkGP Numelops now moving on to Grip. And this is a very good map for them. This should be, once again, back in their favor. We should be at a 2-2 scoreline here.
Yeah, this is Grip now. This has been definitely what the Orcs Numelops have been cooking throughout the season. This is something that is going to be a really tough time for alternate attacks. Yeah. When we look at statistics, of course, statistics is always nice to have. You know, you look at it at face value, but when you look at it on the other end, alternate attacks have 4 out of 5 wins on this. So you know, again, it's one of those maps. I feel like there's not much that separates them, but it's down to whoever feels the most confident at the moment. And it's been, well, if we take previous set, it was all Numelops, but for now it seems to be slightly shifting towards attacks.
Yeah, well, alternate attacks definitely do have some good times on this one. Still, their best time by Scandir, 0.6884, is still 2 tenths down from Panda's best time, and Panda has generally been setting times consistently that are about halfway, you know, about 101.5, 101.6, so it's a little bit of a scary prospect. Complex will clip a wheel, but that's no problem when you got that reactor booster going. Lose a little bit of speed, but not too much. Panda is really the linchpin here for orkGP Numelops in this map. Scandir and Wosal are going to be playing catch-up this whole time. It is whether or not Panda can keep it clean that is going to decide this map for them.
Yeah, and as you can see on the top right, that is Panda going off the screen. I was about to say Panda's record is on the top right, not his car. Yeah. So I didn't even get to say a word, and all of the puzzle pieces somehow come together. But alternate attacks do take the ace there, and it is looking to be a bit of a rough start on Grip. But I mean, it's 1 round, and Panda is the one that.
It's only 1 round. It's only 1 round. Copium.
It's only 1 round. It's just only 1 round. But I mean, alternate attacks, they are clearly showing they are now in the mood to win, and they are in the mood to take Numelops down. And now Numelops have to bring in the A game. They cannot let Grip go, because Grip has been a good go-to for them. And Panda is the one leading the charge. Vosal and Scandir are good, but they have to, I feel like, sort of constantly be facing Panda, and Complex is usually not far behind, as we see for this round. They are both up in front in 1 and 2.
Man, I look to my left and people are screaming my name in chat. Damn, it's bringing back memories of every weekend. People screaming my name. Either way, Panda and Complex in first and second position now, looking to answer back with an ace. And again, as long as they keep it clean, they are the ones with the better times. They are the ones with the better PBs. They should be able to take this one. Scandia goes a little wide on the dirt there, and will lose out a lot of speed heading into an engine off block. Panda and Complex ahead of Wosile now, and Wosile has to do a lot of work to keep up on this one, especially because you can't add too much speed to this or you will fall off. Panda and Complex, and there it is! Panda and Complex will zoom on through to the finish line. I don't think Scandia even has enough speed to overtake Complex, who went for the lower finish. And there is the ace right back in their favor.
Yep, that is very nice as well. Well, if Wosal didn't fell off plus L plus ratio, he would have actually probably been able to overtake Complex in the end. But you know, ifs and buts, the other way around happened. He fell off and then the mistake happened, not the other way around. So, a bit of a different order could have changed things around. While falling off is not a good thing to begin with, as Wosal is again a bit of a struggle. I do believe he had that transition can be quite lethal, and he's really we can forget about him for this round. It's Scandia who has to really did not. It is forget about both of these members. It is orKs Numelops going for the ace here, ladies and gentlemen, looking pretty good for them.
Yeah, it is indeed. Scandia and Wosal in the mud just a little bit here. And orKs Numelops should have the run of things. Should not be a difficult time whatsoever, but you never really know. Panda and Complex on the first turn looking fine, all good through to the second one. They don't need to push for anything. 3-second difference. It should be a relatively casual affair as they go through to the very end. Complex will once again miss the risky finish, but that's okay. Scandia is too far behind to do anything, and once again, that ace goes in the favor of orKs Numelops. 3 aces in a row, but orKs Numelops come out ahead.
Well, that is indeed so. Well, looking good for now, and yes, it is basically, it's I love how we have this good dynamic. It's just sort of a toss of the coin, like, okay, Twiggy or Kriidy? Okay, it's Twiggy. Who are they gonna curse? Oh, Numelops this time. So basically 2 pips of the
coin. It all evens
and
out in the end, because I cursed both teams the exact same amount. You can't call favoritism on that one.
I'm sure somebody's gonna now start counting.
They're gonna count, yeah. Somebody's gonna put up a tally, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, actually, Twiggy, you have actually done a lot more for alternate attacks.
Actually, you cursed orKs Numelops more than you cursed alternate attacks. Actually, you cursed Sprout more than you cursed anybody this time around. I'm sorry, and that is why they finished not in the same position as we wanted them to. 4th position, not good enough. That's your fault.
orKs Numelops now on another good run. Panda out ahead, Complex with more speed than Wosal as he heads on through. It should be absolutely fine, but this is a much closer affair between these 4 players.
Yeah, I like how we decided to do those impressions in this round, as currently Complex is the one pushing for an ace. He's really close to Scandia here. Scandia has to go for it. Does get it cleanly, so it is a victory, but it is a good victory for Numelops. It is 4-8 the scoreline, and they are putting themselves on a good position. So now we're seeing the new dynamic. You take your pick of the map, I take my pick of the map. You know, they're gonna trade this now, and Numelops, we said this before in the start, they have to get this track. It's been their go-to pick for a second comfort, and it's looking to be that comfort as well. As Numelops looking to get that second track point and to tie us all for 2-2 at least in tracks, but they do need 2 more points. And
okay,
and
wait.
Both having a bit of a struggle, so and then Wosal, take it away.
Yeah, okay, well, it is the battle of Panda and Wosal here. Only 2 points needed for orKs Numelops. A 10-4, not possible this time, unfortunately. Complex, if he can overtake Scandia, will be able to close out this one, along with Panda coming in first position, but it's not looking likely for the time being. 1 second down from Scandia, and Scandia himself about a second down from Panda this time around. Wosal looking to get that catch-up game going, get some points back in alternate aTTaX's favor, but even if they get the round win here, you know, that's going to be a 7-9 scoreline. Still not very... Sorry, not 7. 6-9 scoreline. Very nice. Which would not be good enough, really. Panda will finish it up cleanly in first position. Complex actually has overtaken Scandia. Where did Scandia go? Challenger League! Woo!
Well,
yeah,
hey,
I'd pull off as well.
We will get to pull later on, Scandia. We have control first. You are a bit early on that one. Control first, then pool, Scandia. A bit too early on that one. I do hope you don't go in the pool on pool. But we'll see about that one. But we do get control. which was a banger map last time. I will say it was a really close affair. Both teams really sent it, and we saw just so many close races that decided in the identity. But it was alternate attacks that looked more comfortable, because it was Numelops constantly having to struggle with the identity, landing there, landing here. That did bleed some points, but I mean, who am I to talk? They still took it in the end, so...
Yeah, still Panda with the top 3 times on this map. I think it's a 2:05, a 3:1 something, and a 3:8 something are the 3 best times on this map, and all of them have been set by Panda so far. Maybe the third one is a 4:0 something. I don't know. Either way, look, my memory isn't that photographic, so I could not tell you for sure, but I know Panda on pool and this map has 3 of the top 5 times in those, which is kind of scary. But either way, look, he hasn't been as consistent as we've seen him over the course of the season in this specific series against alternate attacks, so there is every possibility that alternate attacks can keep this one going and get this map back in their favor. It's just whether or not Panda can keep setting those PBs.
Yeah, but Numelops have been aging like fine wine throughout this entire season, and I feel like as the set goes more and more throughout, it's looking a lot more comfortable as we see Skandir does touch the wall, allowing then Numelops to be very comfortably in the lead, and only Vosal to really contest this part. But Panda, I believe, goes a bit too early to the left there and does clip a wheel, so it is now Complex who has to now hold the front, but it seems Vosal is really gonna send it... Oh, that's a bit too ambitious, too much to the right. That flick there does not do him any good. And Complex is first, but where is Panda? Skandir? Oh no, it's an ace. Well, there it is. Everybody's just everywhere. And Skandir is down in the deep depths of control this time. So an ace for Numelops, and that's a perfect start for them.
Yeah, Skandir now on another pathfinding journey, looking for... I think you should have done that in the last 7 weeks. Skandir, I think you're not going to find anything new here.
It's not Flip of Faith anymore, Skandir.
bro playing Flip of Faith in stage 2.
Unlucky. A wrong map, maybe set the designation to GPS control finish line. But we'll see if he can find it in this round, as currently they need to get a return ace, because we've seen this tale many times before. If a team gets an early ace, it does put them in a good position to take the entire track point overall. Yep. But, you know, a classic, a counter ace is always on the cards. But they do have to do it right now, because as the series goes on, I feel like you will only give Numelops more chances to just get this thing going, and Vosal clips at the start of that transition and allows for Numelops to at least have a bit of comfort, but Skandir at least trying to do some damage limitation.
Yeah, so far, alternate attacks uncharacteristically riddled with inconsistencies over the course of today's affairs, as Complex and Panda are just keeping it a little more clean. I wouldn't say either team is super clean, but orkSuper Numelops are definitely getting the job done a little better. Skandir this time putting together a very nice time, staying ahead of Panda and Complex, unless something goes wrong in the end. Something will go wrong for Panda. I think he stays on the platform. Can he stay ahead of Vosal? No, he cannot. Oh, man.
That's a nice one right there. I feel like Panda, that's happened on speed. Skandir did that to him, and now Vosal did it to him on control. Yeah. It's like Panda, finish line. That's alternate attacks.
Panda loves a good dramatic finish. You know, like somebody at the end of a marathon crawling over the finish line. It's a photo finish. They've like stuck their hand out, trying to get there ahead of somebody else. It's I appreciate the dramatics. It's very cool. We can put together like a little we can put some orchestral music on top of today's game and like make a highlights video, maybe. I don't know, something like that. But I think it would be better if you just kind of went there fast, probably.
Yeah, well, I mean, go fast is always a good formula for victory, but in this case, it's looking to be Panda up in front, does get a very early slam into the bobsleigh, but still manages to recover quite nicely. It isn't as detrimental as it first might look, but it does allow Skandir to be a bit closer, and that is a much better line. Should have more speed coming into this section, actually quite equal coming into this part. So let's see who will be able to push most, but Skandir is always the one that really just wants to go for it. Wider line does have more speed, so it does come down who has the bigger balls. Skandir is the one with the cojones, and he goes to the line, holds the draw, and it is 3-5 on the line.
Hey, look, you already you already got the hearts going in chat. I was about to say, Nua isn't here right now. He's on a boat somewhere in the ocean right now, enjoying the sun. But if he was here, he would be saying those two were inside each other that whole round. But you beat me to the punch with that one. Well done. orksheepy Numelops stay ahead in points, but now it's getting a little tougher. Skander and Mosal are putting together good times, getting some snipes going.
Yeah, they're looking very good. But alternate aTTaX, you see they are up in front. But Complex and Panda have really made it quite difficult for themselves. It has always looked rather nice. And then Identity is basically what has been the storyline so far. And we see a bit of a difference in this time. It is actually alternate aTTaX who have taken a really commanding lead at the start, and Panda is in fourth position. So we'll see if we get a bit of a different outcome, as now players are maybe in a bit of a different position. Yeah. And maybe the mentality of pushing it a bit is going to be a bit different, but we'll see. Scandinavosa are in a perfect position to take the ace.
It does look that way. Can they keep it clean to the very end? Oh, Complex has to reset. Knows already he's not going to make it over that first jump, and Skander and Wosal have the run of it. It's all good. It's very, very safe from Wosal at the end, not wanting to make any more mistakes. 110.545 is a good time too. And now alternate aTTaX take the lead, 6-5 in the scoreline, and maybe just able to take this one back from orksheepy Numelops and get a lead where they didn't think they were going to get one.
Well, that is at least that is a very promising sign for alternate aTTaX, where we seem to be edging ever so closer. They really want us to take this grand final to the limits of best of 7, aka map number 7. But first of all, they do have to get. I feel like alternate aTTaX, if we look at what is upcoming next, alternate aTTaX would definitely love to take this map, because pool is not where you want to decide your fate of the game, as Panda goes a bit too early on the turn, has to really compromise there, and gives away a lot of space there, and it is Complex almost half a second behind, really just trying to catch up, as alternate aTTaX look to get another ace on the board if everything goes as according to their plan, at least.
Maybe orksheepy Numelops have run out of steam. We've been going for a little while. 2 hours now on the board these guys have been playing, and Skander and Wosal maybe having played the first series a little safer. Maybe they've still got stamina left in them. orksheepy Numelops seem to be making more mistakes, letting these little inconsistencies creep on through over the course of this one. And Skander and Wosal looking to pull off a little better of a performance this series. It's looking good from them. Complex goes low to try and overtake, but really just can't make up that 6/10 difference by the end. It's good times from everybody, honestly, but it's not good enough for orksheepy Numelops. 9-5 now the scoreline. Alternate aTTaX on the brink of getting 3 maps and moving to match point and, well, stage point.
Yeah, it's a possibility right here, and it is a prime position. But they do have to get 1 point, and usually it has always been the case that the smallest of margins is usually the hardest to accomplish, and we've seen that before as well, where people get to 9 and then all of a sudden you take it a bit more lightly. Last round actually at 1:10.9 is a very conservative time from what we've seen before, so they cannot really let go, but at the same time they just have to do their thing, get through this map, feel comfortable. Hopefully Complex and Panda find another speech bubble moment somewhere in this wall, as Wosal is the one to do it. So it seems Skander is the one that has to get at least one of these in order to get that track point.
Man, I thought back, which map was it that orksheepy Numelops got 2 aces in a row, and then it was Control. Oh dear. Well, for alternate aTTaX now just not wanting to let the exact same thing happen here. Complex is well out ahead. Can Skander overtake Panda at the very end? Oh, he touches the wall. He didn't want to release there. Complex and Panda sail through to their first ace. 9-8 the scoreline now, and maybe... maybe!
We're actually seeing a repeat, because last time it was also 9-5 at the scoreline. So it's 1 ace. Can Numelops do it again like they did it in the first set?
Script writers are working overtime right now. This is beautiful stuff. Somebody put it on Netflix.
I mean, I don't know about that. They've been copy-pasting a lot of these rounds. I mean, we had 10-4 on speed. We're gonna maybe get 9-11 again on this one. I mean, somebody was like, oh god, it's been so long this season.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Wosal is out. Skander has to do it. Scandir has to do it. It's all on him, or we're gonna see a repeat of the first set.
There's
Can he actually do it?
There's no way. Well, even if they get the round win here, we move to overtime. I don't know what is going on. Scandir now has to stay ahead of Complex just to keep them within a chance of winning this map. They were so many points ahead, and they've just stepped off the gas a little bit, and suddenly ork's-keeping Numelops are, I'll say it right this time, breathing down their necks. Panda well out ahead. Scandir following, but not close enough to get an overtake done unless this final jump is absolutely perfect. He slams into the wall. ork's-keeping Numelops in first and second position. Complex misses the jump. He falls back. Scandir misses. Wosal comes in second place. Complex now has another chance, another opportunity to get it done. I don't know what is going on. They got the round win. It's 10-10 the scoreline.
Oh no, Scandir must be punching the table. He had the chance to close it out, but he did a double mistake in the identity and had to respawn yet again. So we go to overtime. So Numelops didn't repeat history, but this is for some reason the first overtime of this entire match somehow. So we'll see how things go.
This is the kind of thing that can only be brought out of players with, you know, like, this is the final 3 maps on the last game of the playoffs. This is for everything. ork's-keeping Numelops are pulling off an amazing little lower bracket run, and alternate attacks, their hands are shaking, surely. Mine would be. I'm sure anyone's would be in this scenario. And now all they need, either team, a round win. Just a 1-point difference will get this one done. And Panda is in first place. Scandir following behind by half a second in second place. And it's all going to come down to this identity. How many mistakes are going to be made? Scandir doesn't even make it to the identity without clipping a wheel. Down he goes. Complex moves into second position. Now they just need to get it done. Complex again misses the identity. Wosal sails into second place. Panda is coming through on first. It should be absolutely fine for him. It could even be a PB, but it's brilliant. Wosal will come through in second. Complex is in third. Scandir is so far behind. He can't get anything done. It's not going to be a draw. Scandir is still on the first jump. ork's-keeping Numelops take map 5.
Oh, a bit more complicated than last time. It was 11-9, but this time they take it 12-11. So they give alternate attacks the 11, but they take an extra point in that regard. So they do take control yet again. But this is now, we are going on to pool. And this is where we said alternate attacks really would have loved to get control, because now on pool, yes, both of these teams are quite good on this map, but there's a reason why Panda has been absolutely lethal. Basically, everything started with pool, I feel like, for Panda. Once he started to just have fun on this map, then all of the gates were open, and that's mainly the reason also why they're here. Well, many reasons, but pool is definitely one of them. And now alternate attacks are possibly one map away. Well, actually, let's say it the other way around. Numelops are one map away of taking the Challenger League title and also doing something that nobody's ever done. 2 wins in a row over alternate attacks.
Yeah, and as I said before, Panda has the top 3 times on this map, and I think as well the 5th best time on this map by a long shot. No other player. I think there is one other player with a 0.3. It is Wosal. No, sorry, Enna also has a 0.3. Dexter, okay, no, that has changed a bit. That has changed a bit, but still holds the top 3 times as far as I'm aware. Dexter is the closest to that .163 scoreline from Panda there. And right now, I mean, again, alternate attacks are just slipping away. Piece by piece, Scandir has made another mistake that has dropped them back 4 seconds. Panda and Complex still holding that 1-3 position that would get them over the line if they keep doing it.
Yeah, and it is Wosal and Panda, the 2 contestants are from Panda, always just fools, and he goes so wide, but his exit speed is gonna be good. But I feel like Wosal has a really good line here, and that is a gap that you're not going to get back unless the cube moment happens. But that is a 105.3 to start us off, a 105.4 as well, and that is probably what we're going to see in most of these rounds. This is going to be a pool that we all know and love, a close affair, and it's just going to be decided by a few thousands and a hundredth there, baby.
Well, that's 3 thousandths from Wosal's PB on this map. So already just setting as good a time as you can. The pressure either, I mean, look, here's the thing. It either makes diamonds or it makes coal. That's the thing, right? There are two possibilities there, and right now, I mean, we're flip-flopping back and forth between both of those things. Players are either setting insane times, pushing to their absolute limits, or crashing all over the place, and that is what happens when you push as much as possible. Alternate aTTaX currently 1 point up on the map. We've got a long way to go. It's a long haul. Alternate aTTaX need to win 2 maps in a row. Starting off with Pool here, where Panda is still going to be in first position, probably up until the identity every single time. So you need to be setting perfect identities here, and that is even if you're close enough to overtake Panda as we move on through. Complex in second place. Wosal has a slightly better line through that first turn and will catch up, but not enough to get the overtake done. There's the first one. Can he get the overtake on Panda to the finish line? Not quite. It's 36 thousandths between the two. Panda and Complex will take first and third. We move to 3-3.
This is gonna be a tale that will go on till the very end. I mean, we could have one of those rounds where everybody's completely neck and neck, but one of the teams can get an ace simply just because of a few hundreds or a few thousands then and there. So this is going to be a very close affair, but we see Panda is in his comfort as well. Complex is comfortably hugging that wall, and hopefully he makes that transition as well. So it's up to Panda to take this draw out of this, but Vosal and Scandir have not been far behind, so they are really just saying, okay, Panda, come on, do it. You won't make a mistake, surely, right? And they're ready to pounce as soon as that happens.
Well, let's see what happens now. Complex will have made the call. Push. Panda, if there is any player who can set a PB to keep Wosal and Scandir at bay, it is Panda right here, who has set some insane times on Pool. Stays ahead of Wosal for the time being, and you've got to consider that Wosal did set a 0.3, so if Panda's doing any better than that, that would be absolutely wild. Wosal catches up just a little bit, but it isn't enough just yet. Goes safer on the inside. Panda takes more exit speed and will stay ahead to the finish line. Gets a 0.449 to close that one out. Keeps alternate aTTaX at bay. The most important part, we move to 4-4.
Oh, this is gonna be malleable. Is this gonna be turning into one of those pool rounds that we had before? We're just gonna go into overtime and then draw, draw over and over and over again. I mean, it is on a knife's edge, because one crucial mistake can be a difference between a draw or an ace, basically, in the end especially. So you cannot let go of the gas, and you really just gotta go for this. And you can see they are all pushing it, because they know they cannot even release, because as soon as they release, they're like 2/10 behind, and that's probably already it for them if everybody gets it clean.
Yeah, and I mean, Pool is one of those maps where there are so many tight corners and just awkward little pieces of track where if you are pushing really hard, you're going to clip a wheel, you're going to hit the wall, you're going to do something that is going to lose you half a second to a second, something like that. And right now, all of these players are pushing with everything they have. They're all neck and neck as we move on forward. 2/10 separate the whole pack. Panda still in first place, as per usual. Complex bringing up the rear, but Wosal will hit that cube, will fall back. Scandir gets overtaken by Complex as well. Can he keep it clean through to the very finish? Scandir gets more exit speed. It's going to be neck and neck through to the finish line. Scandir gets the overtake done just about, but Panda sets a 2-5-7 to keep them at bay. He now has the top 4 times in the Challenger League and gets that round win.
Yeah, it's this is why I said control needs to be for aTTaX. This is Panda's playground, and it is basically the case that if Panda doesn't make a mistake, alternate aTTaX literally have to drive PB every single round, and that is very hard to ask. I mean, I can let alone do it on a 15-second track. They have to do it on a track full of all kinds of obstacles. That's really insane to do, and Panda does slide out, but Vosal hits the wall. That's one of those rounds where you could have taken advantage of this, but Scandir now has to sort of take first position just to not let orKs Numelops grow that lead to a 2-pointer.
Complex now has to take the weight of the team on his shoulders. Not a common occurrence here on Pool as Panda moves into third place, but Complex more than capable of doing it. No, not this time around. Slides out as he enters the water. Will fall back into third. Panda takes up the mantle of second. Wosal is down by a full second. Can Complex stay ahead for that one? Scandir gets over the line. It's good. It's a draw. It's enough for them as Wosal, his mistake is the biggest later on. orKs Numelops move to 7. It is possible now for them to close out this stage of the Challenger League.
Yeah, they need an ace to do it, but so far, this has been just... it's been literally aces or victory. We've been close to an ace, but not quite, because every time one of the members has been able to do that. But Scandy hits the inside wall, so it is Vosal that has to now push and not allow for this ace. This could be the final round if Vosal does not deny Complex and Panda at least one of these places. This could be the crowning moment for Numelops as we hold our breath. Vosal has a lot of work to do. Complex is the man to hold him off. Panda just has to go for it and just make sure he gets the end clean. It's basically Complex to solidify this victory for them. They're edging ever so closer. Who will it be? Will it be Numelops to hold the line or Vosal to deny it? Let's see. Identity is awaiting.
orKs Numelops, a siren song. What an insane comeback they have made. Finishing 6th in the regular season. Now it's possible for them to close it out on this round. Vosal slides down a little bit. Complex overtakes them. It's 10-6. The scoreline. Panda finishes with a .302. And orKs Numelops have done it. The lower bracket run all the way from 6th place in the regular season to 1st position. Taking out the team that did not lose a single series in the regular season. Went 7-0. Took out Ominosun, got their place in the grand finals, no problem whatsoever. And then orKs Numelops come on through.
I mean, I can just applaud that. That's a Drake. I mean, if that isn't a Drake, I don't know what is. That is absolutely an insane performance. No team in the entire season was able to take them down, and then orKs Numelops go through the entire gauntlet and then do it in a complete fashion in the end in the grand final. I mean, what a season to have as well. From Homyotsun forfeit due to a disconnect to being the champion of stage 2 of the Challenger League. Complex and Panda, and I'm gonna be honest, I mean, Complex deserves it as much as well, but Panda, I mean, if Panda didn't have that second half of that season, whatever what he was on, I think he's the season MVP. Yes, alternate aTTaX deserve it for their clean sweep of the season, but I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to argue who's the MVP here. Like, do you go for the group stage of alternate aTTaX, or what ends all is all for Numelops?
I mean, you've just got the storyline from orKs Numelops. Keep in mind, stage 1 also got knocked out in the first round of the playoffs, came 6th in that one as well. Got knocked out immediately. In that one, I think they came up against Sprout first in that one. Came through 6th position after having a forfeit loss in the regular season to Ominosun, where Panda's internet went out and they didn't play that series. BS Plus competition 6-0. Sprout 6-2. Ominosun 6-1, and now alternate aTTaX 6-3. Oh, sorry, no, because it's best of 7. Sorry, my bad. 8-3.
Yep.
That's unbelievable. I genuinely have not seen anything like that so far in the Challenger League, and it is... what a brilliant story.
Yeah, and I mean, if anything, that sets up for a very interesting prospect, because I don't actually know how it sets up in regards... Well, in regards to points, well, alternate aTTaX should be fine with everything, but Numelops now really putting in the wrench in, because for Challenger League, it does really matter for their global tour points as well. So it's pretty interesting to see how that will go for them, because we have, of course, All-Stars coming soon as well. And, of course, World Championship is looming ever so slightly in the distance as well. So, I mean, it's... if that's what the Numelops we have, I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be exciting as well, just to see them play against the Challenger Grand League teams, to be honest. It's gonna be hard, but I mean, they looked amazing. It's alternate aTTaX looks good, but Numelops just chef's kiss.
Yeah, absolute chef's kiss. Well, thank you everybody for joining us on this journey. It has been absolutely wild all throughout the season. You guys have been absolutely brilliant supporting your teams, and you've been here in your hordes today watching this one. And I'm sure the teams are absolutely over the moon with the kind of support that you guys have given. orKs Numelops have pulled off one of the best performances I have seen in a very long time in any game. And congratulations absolutely to them. But this has been what a brilliant season of the Trackmania Challenger League. I hope you will join us again for the next one. But we've got a long break. We've got All-Stars. We've got the World Championships coming on up. So we've got a long wait until we see these teams again. But thank you all so much. I mean, that's it for us. We're all done. Somehow, it's been the longest series we possibly could have seen, really, unless we saw 7 mappers on both of those. But you guys have been here for the long haul. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I imagine if it had actually gone to Vortex of all maps to end this grand final as well, but Numelops make it count. As I think Twiggy said it all as well, there's nothing much I could more add. Thank you all for being here. Shout out to everybody who's been part of this project, the casters, the production, everybody in the background as well. It's been an insane season, roller coaster rides, and hopefully you have all enjoyed every aspect of it. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for being here. And I hope you will all have a great rest of the week. And I'm sure Trackmania will be soon back on the menu. But for now, goodbye and enjoy the rest of your evening.